want to hear how the first news video sounded that we shot?
Yeah, go on.
It sounded like this.
I'll be you.
Okay, go on then.
Hello everyone and welcome to the news. This is going to be great stuff. Yeah. It was absolutely bad.
You'll never see it.
No,
it was actually really funny. There was a nice little cameo from the Triple Trip lads who've now gone on their lunch break. We can't do that.
It was great.
It was brilliant. But you know what? Like my old boss, Giles Tanner, used to say at Heart, we'll do it again, but better.
Okay.
Wrestling news. Hi, Giles. We have an update on Cash Wheeler following his AEW Dynamite injury. Braun Strowman has teased a big announcement.
Cheeky boy.
And we have the latest on WWE's King of the Ring reboot plans. More on that in a bit. Cheeky boy. Cash Wheeler in the news today. Lots went on Dynamite last night. A very busy episode of Dynamite TE. And one of the talking points was an injury sustained to Cash Wheeler. So, what's the crack here, Jack?
It was a bit of a grisly one, and it was a little bit of a freak accident as well. He kind of caught his arm on a bit of metal, like a metal part of the ring or a connecting part of a corner or something, and it cut his arm open, and it was bleeding quite profusely. He went straight to the medical team. They checked him out, and it was momentarily quite scary. And then they did the right thing totally. They ended the match. They cut it short. Dash Harwood won with a brainbuster. It clearly wasn't originally going to be the finish, but I mean, the safety of the wrestlers is more important than getting to the right finish, isn't it? So I think they did the right thing there.
AEW the only update we've got from AEW is that, as they've said in PW Insider, as Jack said as well, okay.
Yeah,
he's
fine.
okay.
He's fine. Thankfully, he's okay, but there's no word yet on whether he'll miss any in-ring action as a result of the injury. But it's a relief because there was quite a lot of blood coming out quite fast.
It's quite a messy situation there. You know, we as you may have seen a little thumbnail of it. We've had to find one which doesn't look as gory.
Yeah,
hopefully we've done all right by that point. But all the best to Cash Wheeler. Otherwise, a good match.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a shame. They're very good teams, both of them, of course. But yeah, they handled it the right way, and I'm glad that he didn't try and tough it out with like a big cut in his arm. He went to the doctor and got seen to. So yeah.
Talking of tough, Braun Strowman news. Oh, look at me hands, I'll give you them. Adam Scher has been on his Instagram. That is the real name of Braun Strowman. And he put on Instagram, I can't wait to share what's going with me. Big moves coming.
I've just realised at the second attempt at recording this news video that Adam Scher's made a bit of a mistake there in his own Instagram.
He's actually put, I can't wait to share what's going with me.
What's going on with him, presumably?
Maybe something is going with him. Maybe a fridge freezer. Maybe a small duck. Big moves coming. Hashtag MLMR.
MLMR.
What's MLMR stand for? It's the noise that Pablo makes when you give him like one of those long meaty snacks where he goes. I
made a guess as to what MLMR was at our first attempt at recording this. I'm going to try a different one. I think back then I said it was like Mr. Lovely Monster Richard, his new ring name.
That was your first one.
It's not Braun Strowman's new ring name. I'll go for Massive Lovely Massive Ronald. That's his new ring name. Massive, yeah, both M's. Are standing for massive in that one.
I'd love it to stand for Lobster Mighty Rogan.
My favourite. Now, what does it actually mean, Tom? Please, because I can't wait to find out.
Lobster Mighty Rogan.
Now, what does it really mean, though, Tom?
It stands for. I'm pretty down with the kids. Actually, a bonus point to Adam Pacitti, who in the work chat suggested it stands for more logistical marketing rebooting.
Oh, something like that, right, okay.
So basically, it kind of is that.
I mean, he's a marketing man, so he'd understand what that meant.
Exactly. Yeah. MLMR stands for My Life, My Rules.
Right.
As I'm down with the kids, that's something that rolls off my tongue. My life, my rules, mate.
What does this mean then? Does this mean he's going to...
his life and his rules.
But what does it mean? Is he off somewhere? Is he going to make a return to the ring?
Well, he's going with someone to have a life and some rules. I think this is... the one thing that we talk about with Braun Strowman, more so than I think any of the other released WWE lads, is a potential return to WWE. I think if anybody is going to head back that way, it could be him. Maybe that's the announcement coming up.
It could be. I mean, I would a few weeks ago I'd have said no way, but then Zelina Vega did, so it's not out of the realms of possibility. But also, if it's not WWE, I can't imagine Braun Strowman or Adam Scher taking too much time away from the ring before somebody tries to snap him up, because there's no one else like him in the wrestling business right now. Sure.
No, and he's very expensive as well.
Yes,
very
absolutely.
expensive. We send our bestest wishes to an AEW star, a star of wrestling across the world, who is currently battling COVID-19 in hospital. What's the story here, Jack?
Yeah, this concerns Ryo Mizunami, who you might remember from AEW. If you're a fan of the Japanese women's wrestling scene, you'll of course know her. She's a bit of a legend over there, but she did a brief excursion in AEW, had a bit of a feud and a great match with Hikaru Shida for the women's title. And yeah, unfortunately, according to PW Insider, she is currently hospitalised because of COVID. She had a fever and tested positive on July the 26th, and apparently now has started to develop pneumonia from it. So absolutely best wishes to her. Hopefully she recovers quickly and fully. And yeah, it's quite a scary situation, isn't it? But
well, I tell you what,
we've got to wish her all the best.
When she gets back up and running, I tell you what, she fit perfectly into what we're going to talk about next.
Absolutely, yeah, I'd suggest so as well.
Bit of a shoe-in for this one. So this is a big announcement regarding a women's tournament happening in Japan.
But not any women's tournament.
Oh, no.
This is from the recently revived FMWE promotion, FMWE, which has announced the first ever Women's Explosion Princess Tournament, which has sort of deathmatchy implications, does it not?
It does sound like it might be a little bit more than just a couple of standard singles matches.
Yeah. The competitors, now I'm going to reveal my own ignorance here, unfortunately, of the Joshi scene, but there's a lot of names here that you may recognise. If anybody has better knowledge than we do on that, do pop info down in the comments below. What kind of wrestler are they? What's their style? But they've been drawn from various different promotions around Japan. Ice Ribbon, World Women Pro Wrestling. Now I say Diana, you say Diana, and I don't know which pronunciation is correct. So the Diana promotion, Shinshu Girls Pro Wrestling, and Pure J as well. Shall I reel off the names of the competitors? We have Suzu Suzuki, Risa Serra, Thekla, Miss Mongol, Madeline, Raideen Hagane, Akane Fujita, and Anne Charmu. Unfortunately, I may have apologies if I have mispronounced any of those, but I gave it my best, so hopefully it'll be
I like how this is just a cross-section of the Joshi scene from Japan. This isn't kicking open the forbidden door, this is putting dynamite in the door and blowing it off the hinge. It's amazing. I'm up for this one. Slightly different women's tournament to end on. We are talking, of course, about WWE's plans to reboot the King of the Ring as Queen of the Ring.
Yes, absolutely.
So we've given you a few bits of information throughout the week. Got a little bit more to tell you about this now. So what do we know? Well, Andrew Zarian of the Mat Men podcast has revealed that the King of the Ring will become a Queen of the Ring in 2021. It'll be a tournament that will begin on October the 8th on SmackDown and will continue on October the 11th episode of Raw. We can reveal today as well that the finals of that tournament, according to Andrew Zarian of Mat Men podcast, is going to be held in Saudi Arabia.
That's a curious one, isn't it? Because, I mean, they had a bit of a battle trying to get any women's wrestling going on any of their shows in Saudi Arabia, which they did successfully do so, to be fair. But, you know, the finals of this tournament being in Saudi Arabia, I'd suggest that tournament finals maybe don't work on special one-off shows in other countries, because the fans in the United States will surely have seen, you know, all the build-up, and they'll have become invested in it, hopefully, and then suddenly, the final's happening in Saudi Arabia. It seems like a very
but they would have
corporate
seen the
decision.
same build-up, surely.
Yeah. That is
If they're
true,
treating, you know, I know they're kind of very glorified house shows, but you will still have the same kind of build to it, and it gives a women's match for Saudi Arabia a little bit more precedence as well.
True. That's very true.
You know, and the idea of crowning a Queen of the Ring is sounding it's very grandiose sounding on a show that presumably would be called either Crown Jewel or Super Showdown.
I've just had a thought there, as you've said it again, Queen of the Ring. Is Charlotte Flair going to win this? Because she's the Queen? Oh. She doesn't need it. She doesn't need it at all. She's won enough things. Who would you like to see win?
Well, I think had the tournament been held in the US, I'd probably think maybe Ember Moon could be somebody that you could throw through the ranks.
That's a good shout.
To make that one happen. But to steal a line from the work chat, I feel like since it's going to be happening in Saudi Arabia, I'm sure they pushed for China and Sable to be part of the tournament as well.
Given their prior demands. Yokozuna and
So maybe Sable wins it. Hey, I think Ember Moon. All the lols aside, I think Ember Moon is a I'd love to see, and to kind of tie into what you're saying about Charlotte Flair being part of the tournament,
being the Queen,
beat her in the final.
Absolutely, that would be fantastic.
Easy money. It's easy money. That is how you do it. I don't know whether you have seen, but we have brand spanking new tiers on our Patreon. How would you like to be in an episode of Straight to Hell being chatted to with Ross? Or how would you like to be in an episode of Desert Island Graps talking about your 3 favourite wrestling matches? Or maybe you'd like to be on an episode of the Classic Raw or SmackDown review. Or maybe there's 2 other things as well that I saw from. So this is our brand new Patreon tiers. You can find out more. We'll give you the details in just a bit. There's 2 other things on here that I want to corroborate. Am I right in thinking that there's one tier where the Patreon can choose a wrestling show for us to all watch whilst getting battered?
Yes. If we reach a certain number of patrons, I can't quite remember, but all the details are on there. But yeah, if we hit a certain number, that is absolutely true. Yes.
And is there another one where if we hit a number of Is there one where if we hit another Patreon number of Patreons, then we start a wrestling company? We put on a wrestling show.
We put on a one-off wrestling show in Newcastle with free tickets for all the patrons. That is true. I don't know if we'll hit it. It's a big number. It's a big one.
It's doable.
I don't want to think that.
It's doable.
Oh, I've been through this all before.
I've said that I would like to bring Ross out of commentary retirement.
That's a good idea.
Ross and I doing comms.
You truly do. Oh yeah, if you're doing would you do ring announcing and also commentary?
I could do both. I do both for North Wrestling.
Yes, of course you do.
North_ins.
That's true. Not that we're talking as if this is ever going to happen.
Doable. It's doable. Details at patreon.com/Cultaholic. Stay safe. Love you, bye.